What up, everyone? Be More Beats here, and today we're going to talk about recording vocals, gain staging, and making sure that the levels are right before anything else. And we'll also talk about different types of mic preamps and what to look for and what to expect. All right. So the first thing I'll talk about is different types of mic pre's. Here you see the Focusrite 2i2, something I covered in one of my videos, that it's a great sound card. If you look here where the red light is, the thing about this sound card is when you're recording, it will turn red if you're clipping. You don't want it to clip. When you're recording your vocals, even to the high peaks, you want that ring to be green. This is an indicator that you're not clipping while you're recording. Um, is this a high level mic pre? No. But does it sound good and is it clean? Yes. What you put into the computer is more important than the product that you're using to get it in, because you can use lower end gear to have a clean recording. The processing after is what makes a song a song. Always remember that. So don't get caught up into the battle about, oh, I have UA or Universal Audio mic pre, or I have an Avalon. You can still get what you need from this device. Another popular device that seems to be popping up these days is the SSL2. The mic pre or the audio digital converter in this device and in this device is awesome. You will get clean recordings. Don't stress about it. Some of the higher end type of mic pre's, like I mentioned, the UA, the Universal Audio type mic pre, these are really good, and these are higher end devices. What is the difference between these higher end devices and like the Focusrite 2i2 or maybe the SSL? There isn't a whole lot of difference, but the key difference is output. These higher end devices, like this one right here where the mouse is scrolling over, have a lot of headroom and a lot of output, and in some cases they may include a compressor within the device and EQs within the device to give you more control over how you're getting your sound into the computer. Well, yeah, if you can afford that, go ahead and buy that, and then your signal will be extremely hot. And if you don't intend to use a lot of processing for your vocals, and to get your vocals to the right level, it's still not that much of an issue. But case in point, you can get clean recordings with any of these devices I mentioned, or go spend the money and get one of these higher end devices that will definitely give you a really, really hot signal. All right. So um, you're looking at a session that I have already recorded, mixed, etc. Um, but I had already made some changes in the initial recording. Shout out to Crawford, who I will tag in this video. I've used this particular song for multiple um, training courses, so I definitely got to give him a shout out because he's allowed me to use this without question. Appreciate it, bro. All right, so what you see right here, this verse, how it's a steady take. The wave is pretty consistent all the way across, and it doesn't seem to be too thick. You'll see in some video tutorials where the wave file itself is maxed out um, in the screen. That is not indicative of a good or bad take. It's just the way the wave looks. However, a good take, you can measure a good take, that if you have one, the consistent peaks in the wave files. And sometimes you'll have to slice this up and adjust it individually, but hopefully the artist does a great take. But what do I want to show you about this? What I want to show you about this is that this recording may sound low initially if I was using a 2i2 or an SSL. So let's take a listen and look at the meters.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what I pulled out. Damn.
So you can see right now that I also have it turned down a bit. So I'll put this at 0. And for all you aspiring audio engineering, putting it at 0 is also called unity gain, you never go past it, meaning as far as up goes. But you can always come down. Turning things down is fun and it's best. A little bit of humor there. So let's play it again.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what I pulled out. Damn.
So without any processing at all, this vocal is peaking at -10. So somewhere around here, right? -10 is still below 0 unity gain, which is good. For me in my process, I like to have the original source a little bit below 15 or -16. So I'm going to adjust that real quick.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what I pulled out. Damn. A bitter woman, baby mama is equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree, she used my kid against me. Joint custody ain't easy. I wanna see him turn 1 year. Stop his crying with a hug and a teddy bear. Share cotton candy at his first state fair. Wasn't gonna do it, but wait, let me take it there. I'm so tired of the bullshit. Anticipating whenever you hit that mood switch. You never know what you got until you lose it. How you feeling? I didn't like coming home when you was in it. Better life now, I'm alone and you're missing. Can't lie, won't lie. Yes, girl, I still love you. Truth is right. Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what I pulled out. Damn. A bitter woman, baby mama is equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree, she used my kid against me. Joint custody ain't easy. I wanna see him turn 1 year. Stop his crying with a hug and
Okay, so I'm happy with that, right? Here's why. You could come in hotter than -14, -18, or -16. You can. I choose to come in a little bit below because plugins I use emulate hardware effects and compressors, and those compressors and effects are used to signals no hotter than -18 from -16 and 18, or it could sound like it's clipping. So in my case, it's best for me to have my volume gain stage, because that's what this is. I'm staging the game where it needs to be to start work, and then I'm happy with that. If you're not using VSTs that emulate older outboard equipment, you don't have to worry about that. My rule of thumb still, I think, is between -15 and -18. So when you're recording, you should be making sure that you're hitting somewhere between -15 and -18. That may sound low to you at first because you have downloaded an audio track from YouTube, or you've got a beat from someone and it's loud, and you want to make sure that you're matching that sound. Don't fall into the trap of trying to record your vocals really, really hot, not giving yourself enough headroom to manage them. And if your vocals sound low on the initial recording, guess what? Just turn the beat down. Turn the beat down enough so that you can hear your voice and the beat, and you can mix it in later. And that's what we'll talk about, right? So now let's look.
listen. Let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what
Vocals sound clean. There's a consistent take. I'm happy with that. In the context of the beat, because all of the processors all of my effects are turned off, it may sound like it's too low.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress going, I finish what I pulled out.
In this case, you can still hear the vocals are a bit ahead of the track. That's because I turned it down already. As again, I had already pre-mixed this track. I just wanted to use this as an example. I've already done EQing and stuff like that, cleaning up the room sound from where the vocals were recorded and all of that good stuff. The next question I get is, well, I've recorded my vocals, they sound too low. Well, now you know what your target volume you're looking for, and systems are different from from PC to PC, device to device. But a rule of thumb is if now that you're going to start recording, getting it near the minus 15 to minus 20, you're going to turn down your beat a little bit to make sure that you can hear the take. The next thing you'll do is you'll add some compression.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone.
And in this case, I added some EQ, so I'm going to add that EQ, and then I'm only going to turn on the first compression and let you hear it.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone when I finish what I pulled out. Damn, a bitter woman, baby mommy's equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree.
So on this compressor, and I'm giving some sauce away today, so pay attention. You have to watch this video more than once. Go ahead and do that. When I set this compressor, I set the compressor so that it wouldn't be obvious that it's on there, because it's to control the waves, right?
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone when I finish what I pulled out.
You see, when I AB'd, you didn't hear a volume change, right? Even though it's compressing about 1 minus 1 dB, because it's bringing consistency to the delivery. I know that's a lot, but in a sense, that's what I'm doing. So it controls those peaks. Next thing I'll do is I'll just turn all of the rest of the compression, all of the rest of the effects on, so you can see the effect.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone when I finish what I pulled out. Damn, a bitter woman, baby mommy's equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree, she used my kid against me. Joint custody ain't easy. Listen, let me introduce.
And you don't have to worry about volume. In my process, I use some other compressors and maybe some parallel compression to bring the vocals up. Case in point, don't stress if your initial recording is low or sounds low. Get that recording to be clean and consistent, and then work on the mix process, or send it to me and I can mix it for you. Since we're on this, I just want to play a little bit of what this turned out to be.
Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone when I finish what I pulled out. Damn, a bitter woman, baby mommy's equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree, she used my kid against me. Joint custody ain't easy. I wanna see him turn 1 year, stop his crying with a hug and a teddy bear. Share cotton candy at his first state fair. Wasn't gonna do it, but wait, let me take it there. I'm so tired of the bullshit, anticipating whenever you hit that mood switch. You never know what you got until you lose it. How you feeling? I didn't like coming home when you was in it. Better life now, I'm alone and you're missing. Can't lie, won't lie, yes girl, I still love you. Truth is right now, I'm happy without you. I don't need you. Listen, let me introduce you to my struggle. Head getting a little hard just to hold her. Stress gone when I finish what I pulled out. Damn, a bitter woman, baby mommy's equivalent. She need a friend, can misery love company. We disagree, she used my kid against me. Joint custody ain't easy. I wanna see him turn 1 year, stop his crying with a hug and a teddy bear. Share cotton candy at his first state fair. Wasn't gonna do it, but wait, let me take it there. I'm so tired of the bullshit, anticipating whenever you hit that mood switch. You never know what you got until you lose it. How you feeling? I didn't like coming home when you was in it. Better life now, I'm alone and you're missing. Can't lie, won't lie, yes girl, I still love you. Truth is right now, I'm happy without you. I don't need you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Making sure that your vocals are gain staged, not worrying too much about the device you're using, paying attention to the meter level. And today's note was 0 represents unity gain. Never go past 0, meaning never push that fader past 0. And that a rule of thumb is between negative 15 and between negative 15 and negative 18. So 15 and between 15 and 20 is good. And if you're not using outboard equipment, analog equipment, then you don't have to worry too much about it being below negative 15. Just make sure you leave yourself enough headroom between negative 10 and 0 to work with for processing. And of course, once you get a clean recording, you can always send it to me. I'll make sure your track is radio ready. This is B More Beats. I'm out.